What's up, everybody? I just thought I'd just do something a little bit special for the looks like the Milwaukee Bucks had like an off season and stuff after their loss in the semifinals, and thanks to not having Chris Middleton at there. I know there's like a few questions that people have on what they should do in this situation. Should they let go of Chris Middleton because he only had like 2 years left on this contract, and plus like after this coming season, he'll have a player option if he wants to like go back to the Bucks or wherever the case may be. But and I was just listening to this ESPN report, and they think like Chris Middleton is declining because of his age. But right now, as you can see, he's only 30. I know he'll be 31 this year, but whether that's the same thing be said about Drew Holiday, where it's like declining, and it did also show with with the Boston series, like Drew Holiday is better off as the third option than the second. Because because there's times that he hit shots, he hits his shots at times, then other times it's just like he just couldn't hit anything at all. So it's kind of like the same thing what they had with Eric Bledsoe situation, but Drew Holiday is more of a defensive mind than anything else. But at least they when they made the announcement about the all defensive team, all NBA defensive team, Giannis was in the first team and Drew Holiday is in the second team. Now all we gotta see is what they're gonna do with the all NBA, which we know Giannis is gonna be there, but where is he gonna be? But since he was like in the final three that was going for MVP, although he did not win it, he'll definitely will be in the first, excuse me, the first team. But we just wonder where everybody else is going to be at. Like, I don't think Chris Middleton or Drew Holiday would be like either in the second or third team. But and it's not the problem with their contracts as being as big as it is. I think it's like should Chris Middleton be moved and find like a better scorer that don't have an on the off switch like Middleton does. Which I know some of y'all looking at me right now is like, what? Trade Chris Middleton? Um, I've been iffy on it for a few years now about on Chris Middleton. It's like either they keep him or they'll get rid of him. But it's just like probably like when they first got him, he was pretty good and all that stuff. But just like the past few years, he's just like kind of starting to like decline because he'll have because I know when you're a superstar, you may have like one or two games out of the year, or maybe more than I'll say 10 games out of the year that you're like don't have a like good night, whatever. But it's just like most of Giannis's season this past season that he only had like maybe like one or two bad games, but the other games that he didn't play because of minor injuries. So yeah, I guess kind of like on that point you got to look at that. So is it like time to split the big three up or wait for another season and see how it goes if Chris Middleton doesn't get injured? Because although Giannis and Drew Holiday had their minor injuries and stuff like that, and both Giannis and Drew missed like part of the season, but not like enough to like go gaspy and be like, oh my god, what are we gonna do? Um, but Chris Middleton, he's been hurt for like certain years and stuff like that, and just being like injury and been out for like months and things like that. So there's got to be kind of a question like, how is his health is going to be? Um, that's just something that you got to look at. Brooke Lopez, you saw what happens when they did it without him most of this past season, it's like they really, suffered. Like, yeah, like Brook Lopez is like declining in his age, and plus, like the games that he did and like had in Boston, like he had a few games that were good, and you had the rest of just like, wait, he should be better than this. Like the tallest person on the court between Bucks and the Celtics, and he should be dominating. But like when he, start getting back into, in the lineup in March, you thinking that okay, he did some improvements and like did lose some weight. What's going to happen? Like he did shine in most of the rest of the season. It's like the playoffs, it's like it was up and down. So should they keep Brook Lopez, although he got next season left in his contract, and after that he's a free agent? Like, what do you think you're going to do with that? Are you going to keep him for like his final season of his contract, or trade him? So that's one of the things that they just got to look at. Serge Ibaka, I know they couldn't play him in the playoffs, but I think they should, only because they needed his veteranship, and of course, like he won like a championship with Toronto, so it's like, what makes them think that they didn't play without him? Like, seriously. Um, so I know like Serge Ibaka is like a you know free agent this summer. Should they keep him or not? But if it's like I guess this is saying right here that like he's due to make like 12 million this coming season if they keep him. So that's like a question mark right there. Is like, should you keep him and drop Brook Lopez, or trade Brook Lopez, or just let Serge Ibaka go? I think they didn't play him enough for them just to see like what he could have done in the playoffs. So that's like a 50-50 thinking about that with Serge Ibaka. Grayson Allen was good with the regular season and was good in the first round of the playoffs, but when it came to the semifinals, yeah, he was a no-show, and they bench him, have him play from off the bench in the first round, but not like in the Boston series. Like they thought he would have been helping with scoring, but nothing in sight. He didn't show up in the second round of the playoffs. So were they thinking that 2 years that they signed him for, or the next 2 years they signed him for, was a big mistake? Or, but then again, he's like 26, like in his about to be in his fifth season, I believe. So, Grayson Allen has room to improve that. So how young he is. So he got a lot of room to improve. So maybe next season he'll be better. So I say probably keep him and see like where is it going to go from there, and just see what happens. So I just think that they should keep Grayson and go from there. Pat Connaughton, we'll get to Bobby Portis in a minute, but Pat Connaughton, player option, and oh damn, I didn't know he was 29. Seems like he's been on the Bucks forever. So yeah, this is insane. Now with Pat Connaughton, like I think it was like, the defense of the Celtics kind of like, hold him back a little bit. And plus he wasn't getting enough shots to to make a difference. Like there were some games that he had, like he was doing very good from off the bench, but part of me think they should have started him instead of Grayson Allen, and would have kept Grayson Allen off the on the bench. And part of me thinks like maybe next season if they keep Pat Connaughton, or if he stays, he'll be the one, just better off in the starting lineup as the shooting guard. But crazy enough, I think Pat Connaughton will stay. I know they got like a month or two just to decide if they're going to stay with the team or not. But I got a good feeling Pat Connaughton will stay, and like if he's going to be like coming off the bench, yeah, keep him like be like a shooting guard, small forward, not power forward, which I know he can get rebounds, but still, no. Get another power forward for that position and keep Pat Connaughton at shooting guard. Bobby Portis. They although he was in the beginning, he was doing good in the season, the middle of the season he was doing good. But then coming in like late in the season and parts of the playoffs, like he was good with his 3-point shooting, and with his shot selection, you thinking that he would have, been good in the playoffs like he has been like the past season. I think like if he opts out, they can probably like, give him a bigger contract because they did keep him for like at least 2 seasons, and they have, bird rights on him. So it's a possibility that they can sign him for. I think they said the high they can sign him for is like 10 million or almost 11 million for maybe the next 2 years if they wanted to. But yeah, Bobby Portis is one of the people that they really got to keep. So if he opts out and they like sign him a new contract and go from there, and plus he's loved in Milwaukee and everybody loves him. So he's probably one of the people that the Bucks should be thinking about keeping. George Hill. He was decent in the regular season, but the playoffs he was okay, but not not a huge difference. But I was hoping they would have won a ring this year for him and like Wesley Matthews, which we will get to later on. Because it would have been good, to see like Wesley Matthews finally get a ring, and George Hill would have got one as well. But we know George Hill is like starting to decline in age, and something they need to look for, like because he with the Bucks for next season. Like it was a 2-year deal, 8 million, so it was kind of cheap, and plus it was good to bring him back because he was part of that team that ended up making the Bucks like the first seed for the 2 seasons that he was there. So possibility, it's a possibility they might keep him, but we'll see how that goes if they keep him or not. Jordan Ova is a restricted free agent. He's still got room to improve. He's only like 23, and his rookie year he won the championship ring. So how cool is that? Be your first year in the league and you win the championship. He got a little bit more room to improve. I wouldn't give up on him just yet. So they got restricted early birds rights too, so they can like match any offer that somebody, what team would sign for him. But will a team go for him? That's the question. Probably any team will probably go for him. 6'8" that can play like shooting guard, small forward, and power forward. And you show like the times that he got the start on the starting lineup, he was doing pretty good. And yeah, he just needs room to improve. And I believe that he will improve. But I guess the question is like, are they actually will keep him? Because I think they should and like see like keep him for like the next few years and see if he like improves and stuff. So certain players like him and some other players, they kind of hit their stride. They finally know what works for them. Sometimes it'll take them like up to maybe 4 or 5 seasons, like getting into their fourth or getting to their fifth season, they normally would get it all down. But I think the only issue with Jordan Nuova is that his shot selection is, and it seems like it's playing all off. So I'm thinking he should work with somebody like a shooting coach, like to get his shot going now. His defense is okay, but still not good enough. So maybe should be working with that as well. So something that he probably should look at. Tenasis Atim Kubo. Although he's 29 and he's not, and he has a player option as well, which most likely I think he's going to stay with the Bucks. But of course, him winning, a championship ring with his brother last season, although he couldn't play much of the NBA Finals because of COVID, you never know what's the glass ceiling for him. And you saw there were some games that he did, like he had like a double, like was like 22 points and 11 rebounds or something like that. So he mostly is like a combo forward, which you can probably look back on and say like, okay, he has some good games. And he's like hyping the team up. So, like always hyping the team up from the bench. But they didn't play him that much either. Which, like kind of, oh wow. You know what I mean? But I think he's gonna stay, keep his player option and play with his brother. So hopefully, they give him more of a chance to play than anything. So we will see. Tucker. It was a little bit decent, like here and there, and although they signed him for like 1.8 million for like 2 years, so they're probably going to see what he can do over the summer, and probably going to play with the summer league. I think Jordan Over won't be able to play because I think it's like 2 seasons and you can't. But I think like I don't know. They had DiVincenzo play like 3 seasons in the summer league and see how that goes. So that'd be a good question for like Jordan Over and of course Ray John Tucker. Like see how they do in the summer league and go from there. Um, like he has a glass ceiling because like I guess he was doing good when he was with the Wisconsin Herd. But now, like in the big leagues, maybe have an old summer like to work on his game or whatever, and he might surprise us. So I know we got him for the next 2 years, but we'll see, how that goes with him. Javon Carter. Um, I think he's going to be gone. I think that's my opinion. I think he's going to be gone. He's not going to come back because he's going to look for somewhere and probably get like a better deal than what the Bucks can offer him. it was a good pickup from the second half of the season, and he was doing pretty good, when he was there. And they didn't play him in the playoffs because I think they just couldn't, because they had to set up a roster for the playoffs, and I think he wasn't there in time for them to do that when they picked him up on free agency during the second half. So if they can afford it, get him. If they can't, let him go and just move on and see from there. He'll probably do good with another team. We'll see. Wesley Matthews climbing in the age, and they end up getting, a better deal for this. If he was doing good defensive wise, and like some games I underestimated him. I was against this signing at first when they got him in. I think it was believed to be November that they got him. It was either November or early December. Same time they did get DeMarcus Cousins, but they kept him and let go of Cousins, which I still don't understand why. I know they'd probably be over the limit, but I still would have kept DeMarcus Cousins. But anyways, Wesley Matthews did pretty good in the Boston series and did okay, the Bulls series, but like he was there for like defensive purpose. I would say that if you can get him for cheap, keep him. So yeah, he is like a free agent this summer, and I know they wouldn't mind like keeping him and come back and maybe chase for a championship again. And he's just that right fit for the bench, for them to, get, defensive wise. Because he did some good games that he was holding Jason Tatum, and also was holding Jaylen Brown at times too. So he did some good there, but it's one of those things is like 50-50. Like, should you keep him or should you let him go because of his age? Kind of like the same thing I was saying about George Hill. So who knows what they're going to do. Luka Vudoza, don't know much about him, but it seems like he did good with his when he was in the Euro League. So they got him for like one season. So most likely they probably will. He didn't play none of the season, but was there for the playoffs. Played him a little bit and just didn't had like a assist or something like that. So, like I said, he's only 26. So who knows what they're gonna do with him? They can't keep him for like one more season. Of course, the 1 year, 1.7 million. But have him in the summer league, see what he does, and go from there. I thought they could have, signed him to like maybe like a two-way contract, but I think they couldn't because they have what's his face. And besides Samuel, but which is now he out of the 2 year two player deal contract. So we'll talk about him in a minute. But Luka Vudoza, I guess it's one of those things. Just see what he does in the summer league, and I think his contract is now guaranteed. So see what he does in the summer league and go from there. Sandro, that's what I needed to talk about. I don't know why they say he has a year left, but his two-way is already ended. So what to say about 6'11", 240, 23-year-old guy? He showed some signs that he could be a good fit for the Bucks. So it all depends on like if they can get him for. They probably can get like maybe a few million out of him, because I think he was getting paid like a million for like 2 years or some sort. So, and plus he did some good in the G League when he was playing. And he did like some games, especially like the preseason game against Brooklyn. He did pretty good. But it all depends if they're going to keep him or not. I'm sorry, but I say keep him and sign him for less. But that's just my opinion. So it depends what they're going to do. Are they going to give him like another two-way player contract, or they're going to sign somebody else? So, one of the things I'm gonna like do like some couple of videos like trades that they're gonna do. So you're gonna see them both probably right after this video or later on, like on this Sunday, just to see. But that's just my kind of like breakdown, like the year in review for the Bucks and the team roster. Like if they decide, trade, go for younger, go Chris Middleton, you know, trade him for somebody maybe like Bradley Beal or like a shooting guard that can, would not crack under pressure. But Kyrie Irving would be another option. But then again, I don't know if he like, because he got a player, because Kyrie Irving got a player option. So maybe he'll jump on the player option and they'll just trade him. Who knows what Brooklyn's going to do with that? But I would say like nobody that would, going to put the team over themselves. So I wouldn't rely Kyrie Irving on that because he would not put the team over himself. He'll put himself over the team. So that's why Brooklyn is at where they at. Um, I could they say they got the mid-level exception, and they got of course whoever their draft pick would be. So if they decide to trade, their draft pick, which is the 24th pick, and they end up getting, let me look, because I think they got somebody's, second round pick via Cleveland or Golden State. And you see that there, they got the 24th pick of this year's draft. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I'm sorry. They don't have a second round pick as I thought. So I don't know why I looked at that wrong. So yeah, they only got like one draft pick. Or are they gonna do what they did last year and like end up last season and end up trading their future second round pick for another pick? So that could be something that's in the tables. So yeah, this season, well, this summer, yeah, they do got the 24 pick. And should they trade them for somebody or move them? As you see right now, they're like over 9 million over the tax. 36 million off a cap space they don't have, and their total cap, of course, is 158 million. So that's gonna be tough. So although after this draft pick, the next two draft picks, they only stuck on the second round. Like they got two second round picks in 2023 and 2024. They got two second round picks. 2025, they got us. Okay, they got Indiana's second round pick, and 2026 they have no pick because they're with the Drew Holiday um with the Drew Holiday trade. So 2023 and I think 2025. Oh yeah, they don't have a 2025 pick, but I thought like I guess it's be I think it was I know two of the picks. I don't know if it's 24 and 26 that they got a pick swap, but I think they maybe traded their 2026 pick. I just know their 2024 and 2026 will be like a swap with New Orleans. I guess just to see where New Orleans lands. So we'll see about that. And I think they got and I think New Orleans got their couple of their first round picks too. So yeah, they're kind of, screwed until, 2028, where they should actually will have like a first round pick. But who knows what happens? Maybe they find something magic with this 24th pick this year. Because the draft will be in late June. In the summer league, they're having like early to mid July. Hopefully I can watch some games. But yeah, let's see, early termination. Of course, that's going to expire in July, so they can get that off the books. And I think they finally have. And I think like this year they finally got. God, what is? Darn it! Larry Sanders. Sorry, I forgot his name. They finally got Larry Sanders off the books. So that's somewhat of relief. They can stop spending that, that 1 million a year and something like that. So they actually got some cash that freed up more than usual. That what people would have think. But yeah, so wherever the 15, they're gonna have, and two-way players they're gonna have. So this will be interesting to see what they're gonna do. So you guys comment below on what you think that the Bucks will do with the off season and picks and stuff. What they're gonna do? Are they gonna trade like their future picks for maybe to push themselves up on the draft, or what the case may be? Who knows? Maybe it's somebody they see that they probably like. But I know like during next month, they're gonna have some of the possible draft picks, like invite them to camp and check on them and see what they can do. We'll see. But on that note, you guys, thank y'all for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. We're trying to have this channel grow more so we can do more. So we're at 172, and hopefully we can get higher than that. Hopefully soon. I know it may take a while, but hopefully we can get there. We're just hoping we can get there quicker. But thank you guys for watching. Until the next video, yeah, have a good one.